Good day, Mrs. Allen. Nice of you to tune in to hear what's going on in the country and get my opinion as if it's worth anything. I want to talk about voting. A lot of individuals do not vote. African Americans, particularly, many of African Americans have not voted in years, and they feel as though it's not important for them to vote. Many thousands upon thousands of black folks march for the right to vote. White folks march for black folks to have the right to vote and for themselves to right to vote. But we do not feel as though it's necessary. A lot of us say, well, my vote does not count. Well, your vote does count because in Germany with Hitler, he won by a few votes. And you saw what happened with Germany and with Adolf Hitler. In this country, we need to register and to vote. Many people died, African Americans, for the right to vote. Michael Cheney, Goodman, those men were lynched. Two Jews and a black fellow were lynched in the South because they dared to encourage black folks to register and vote. They were lynched. Cheney, Goodman, and Straney, Jews and the black, are working together. But yet find time to do everything else that we want to do and go to the polls and vote. James Meredith was shot and injured on the road when he was marching. Black folks to vote. Dr. Martin Luther King was killed for fighting for us to register and to vote. And yet we take it so lightly. Presidential candidate uh, is saying now that we need to restrict immigration because we're going to contaminate the blood. It's a code word for intermarriage, contaminate the blood. There's a saying that one drop of black blood makes a person black. When you talk about contaminating the blood, I mean no interracial marriage. That's what it means. That's the code word for it. We understand. And he understands. And the people who he's talking to, the masses, and those who he's talking to, understand. None of this integration with intermarriage and that kind of thing because you contaminate the blood. That's what he's saying. He talks about history, critical race theories, talking about what's going on in the African American community and in other communities, gay, straight, lesbians, talking about what's really going on. They do not want you to read the history books and read the reality of what's really happening. They want to take out black history in the schools and make slavery look as though slavery was a good thing and that we should have been happy that we were brought from Africa in slave ships, even though thousands upon millions were thrown over in the ocean after they died. And the sharks started following the slave ship because they knew they were going to get a meal because dead slaves are not worth anything. So they throw them overboard. They don't want you to know that. They want you to think everything was fine. The African American was so happy, or the Africans were so happy to be over here that you brought us over here in a luxury liner, and we got to work, you live good, and that is absolutely false. I've been to Africa 3 times, Ghana particularly. There were no history books I was able to find in Africa that talks about slavery. Not one. It's been whitewashed. No one who would read the books and study the history in Ghana, Africa, would believe that slavery ever took place. Now, slavery, when we read it, it's kind of pointed in this country. It looked as though the white man came over and captured all of the black folks. It's not what happened. Black folks were fighting among themselves, one tribe fighting among the other tribe. They would capture their prisoners and they would take them to Cape Coast. And there's a castle down there. And they would take the white man lived in the castle. He would take the body to the castle, the captives who he captured, and sell them to the white man. There's also a cape down there, the Elmina Castle, where they took the captured workers, captured warriors, and sold them to the white man. And I know this is different from what I was taught in school. I was taught in school that the white man captured the black guys. A lot of them did. But when I went over to Africa and I went over all around in the bushes and where they held black folks and where black folk could be found, no white man could find those places but the black man. So we sold the African slaves, African warriors to the white man. And these were warriors. They were not just a person sitting on the corner. And so they, in order to break a warrior, they would stop over in a place called Haiti, and they try to beat them and get them straight, try to make them workers. They come down to Charleston, South Carolina. They'll do the same thing, and they will sell black folks on market. It's very brutal what the Europeans have done to the African Americans. They don't want you to see that, but read about it in the books. The books tell lies about what really happened. We need to read our history books and get other information other than the school books to find out what really happened and get a better idea of what's going on in America now, today. Back to the immigration. The former president, said that he's going to round up everybody, mass deportation. That's some news for you. It's not going to happen. He's not telling you the truth. It is impossible to find that many Hispanic, Jamaicans, Dominion. It's impossible. Where are you going to find them? You have to have so many officers looking for people all over the country. You're not going to find them. He's not telling you the truth. Governor DeSantis sending Hispanics and immigration people all over the country. Governor from Texas sending them all over the country. How are you going to find them? There's not enough agents to go and find those people. But it sounds good. It sounds good. We're going to get every one of them, send them back to Mexico. Well, if we send them back to Mexico and remember how they got over here in the first place, they just come right back. I've been in the bail bonding business for 30 years, and I've gotten some Hispanic out of jail on Monday. Well, I posted bond on Monday. Immigration picked them up on Tuesday. They sent them back to Mexico, and we all smiled and said they went back. They immigrated. Next Monday, the same guy's back, but he's got another name. And they called me up and said, "Look, if I go to jail, will you get me out?" I said, "Sure, I'll get you out because you know the way back." He's trustworthy. And once I got a person out of jail from Mexico, and $25,000 bond, and he was deported. Before I could get off of the bond, they sent him back to Mexico. And all the judges were happy. He's finally going to get old Allen, $25,000. So they went to court, and I was scared because I would have to pay the money. When I got to court, everyone laughed and said, "Got you, finally got you." The signal. They're happy. I'm shaking when they called this guy's name, Jose Rodriguez. He said, "See?" I said, "What?" The guy came back. He was deported and came back to go to court. I said, "Oh my God." I ran over and said, "Te quiero, te quiero, te quiero." It means I love you. Hmm? He came back. The judge was not very happy. I asked him, "Judge, am I off of this bond?" He said, "Yes, you are." I said, I got ready to leave. I told the young man, I said, if you need me again, you call me. I'll get you out of jail next time. You call me if you need to get out of jail. They're not going to go away. There's just too many millions coming over here, millions upon millions upon millions. It's not going to stop. You can't stop it. We talk about we're going to stop immigration. It's not going to stop it. But it sounds good. And you say, yeah, 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 we're going to send them all back. You're not going to send them back because they know the way over here and they're coming right back. You got agents who are Hispanics that you put down there on the line. Don't let their friends through. You send them back, they come back. DeSantis is giving them now a ride to a plane ride or bus ride to California, New York, all over the place. Now, he should be charged with a crime of participating in illegal persons coming over to the United States. We applaud him. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we need to register and vote. Got to vote. Then you have a say so. If you do not vote, you will not have a say so. Only thing you will do is be listening to what other people talking to you about. I visited Africa. I love Africa. They're talking about sending a bus going to Africa. Let me in. I'm getting me a free ride to Africa. I like going to Africa, Ghana, Cape Coast. I enjoyed myself. I felt free for the first time, like a roll in the dirt, that kissed the ground. Home at last. Felt free. Even though I'm free in America physically, but my mind is not free. I felt free in Africa for the first time. I thought I want to share that with you. When the former president's talking about the bloodline, pay attention. Bloodline. He's saying that the bloodline has been contaminated, and we need to stop contaminating the bloodline. Stop this integration between blacks and whites, Hispanic and whites, Jamaicans and whites. You're contaminating the bloodline. According to the president, well, the potential president, the one who's running for president again, Donald Trump. You need to get to the polls. You need to register and vote. Make sure. It's too critical for us as African Americans, black, brown, red, and yellow people. We need to vote and vote our conscience. Now, if you think uh, someone who's talking about critical race theory, uh, bloodline, should be president, and if you sit there and the person get elected and start trying to mass importation like he said that he would do, then don't work. You're at fault. You allowed it to happen because you did not take the time to register and to go to the polls and vote. Too many times, too many lives have been lost because we neglected to go to the polls and vote. School integration with oral formats in 1950 in the 50s. So black girls, 9 black students, 9 went to Little Rock School because black folks were fighting for something then. We seem to have lost what we had. And it's a shame. I thought I'd share that with you today. Register and vote. Be careful. Find out what the facts are and vote the way you think you should go. Have a good day. Look to hear from and see you soon.